Hi everyone, Luna Gamer Alex here, and this is YosUki and Games. And I'm alone in my game room. I live stream every single one of my gaming sessions since 2010, and I have been saving them to my YouTube channel. I do this to allow me to take a glimpse back at all of my gaming adventures, sort of a detailed observations of my life as a gamer. The session is starting now, and I thank you for watching. Okay, so we have to make this decision whether to hire Chandra or Castle.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casil Eldori, will go with you, won't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm so tempted to bring Chandra, but I think it's just kind of weird that my character is supposed to be her character. You know what they should have done to make this decision? Carry more weight, actually, is to make the, what is it, Asian, the Asian correspondence, make them friendly instead of like hostile, you know, because they're trying so hard to make that distinction that Jamandi is potentially rightful, you know, when it comes to her claim of uniting the land or trying to take over more of the territory versus the Asian government. But it could be a trick that they actually are the better people, but I don't know. I mean, it's like they purposely have the other envoy saying nasty thing about the city, like making them sound kind of uppity. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'm definitely not taking a lander because I'm not sure about that guy. But that guy, yeah, he could be a Pitaxian for all we know, since he doesn't. If he's willing to tell us who he actually works for, then it's worth considering him. But I guess we'll take the orc. Half orc.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care.
I'm ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glinibar, Captain Mager Varn, the conqueror of Dunsworth, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Rostov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Shut up, Lindsay. So those two were supposed to join us, huh? Yeah, nobody likes you, Lindsay. Here's Keston. Keston, I authorize you to sleep in my chambers. Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital's citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will now be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Rostov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. The main question is, where can I get a drink? Or 3, it's time to toast my... No. Where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristan is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay, just follow the noise and turmoil. I don't consider her my companion, okay? Just keep that in mind, please. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right here. Erastos clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit, a blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I'll let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him. That's about it, I guess. Preston scratches his balls. Desna, also known as the Great Dreamer, Lady Luck, and Mother Moon, goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers, is among the most ancient of deities. While her peers burdened themselves with the task of creating Galorian, she spent her time building the heavens. She knew that there would be plenty of time for her and her followers to explore the many wonders of the world later. She's changed little since those earlier days, and she and her followers delight in exploring the world. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. The main question is, where can I get a drink around here? Keston hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you the moment we enter the city. The tavern was the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drank a little too much. Is it a day for celebration? Yeah, I wish you would have kissed me with that beer breath. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new servants, subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here in the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbor's head, though. Ouch. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end. Huh? Honey? Are you calling me honey? Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. You can't skip this part. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalian himself, I swear, and the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baroness is tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold, and can breathe fire. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All barons can breathe fire, trust me. But welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Your Grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city. They'll keep their mouths busy. What? That was too fast. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. Oh, because of the ultra-wide. Look at the black space up here. That looks horrible. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head for now. Oh, this game doesn't look that great. It's ultra-wide. The background is just not large enough. Welcome to your barony. You're about to make the unyielding stolen barons a prosperous kingdom. There's a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck with your ruling, Baroness. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map, depicting your barony and its surrounding. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your Grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Oh, there's the ugly Castle Eldori. Yeah, I should have hired the headman. Greetings, Your Grace. Castle, Lady Jamani's ward gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at Restov's. Where's meat? Oh. At rest stop reception, on behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Eldori Sword Lords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Okay, this is for hiring him. We got community plus 6, loyalty plus 6, military plus 3, economy plus 3, divine plus 3, arcane plus 3, stability plus 3. So maybe hiring the different people have minor narrative influence, and melee is just for the stats. Trade agreement with Sortova, agreement with Yosef Salamius, Esvanki's offer, pillage the new temple of Elk, and rebuild the temple of the Elk. Oh, okay, these are new quest words. Okay. Difficulty level of your barony. You may change the difficulty level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically, and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievement. Well, we want to play the game, not automate shit, right? So. Where's that option? Do I need to change anything? According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy in most of the river kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jade and Tristan, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you any further. I'll leave you to consider. Once again, congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baroness. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. George stumbled slightly. Though, to be honest, this isn't exactly what we want to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There is a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jade exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there's a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital, rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There's a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Erastil. I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. What? I agree with Tristan. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren but filled with dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, your grace, for intervening with you, getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have more pressing matters at hand right now.
Arrest is in order.
Okay, here's the tutorial for the barony, I guess. The barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They're as follows: population regent, loyalty counselor, military general, economy treasurer, divine high priest, relations grand diplomat, stability warden, magic magister, culture curator, and espionage minister. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well or other negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Lands citizens into these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. None of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the Advisor tab on the right side of the screen. Click an empty slot and select a character to appoint them as an advisor. Every barony stat gains a bonus from the specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Do not leave these positions vacant. Oh, we get to name our barony. Okay. Okay, what are we going to name our barony? Let's think about this. I was going to say Begone Lindsay, but we're giving her too much credit for naming the barony after her. Stolen Lands. Oh. Shadow. There you go, Shadow. Shadow. Click on the capital icon to open the settlement map. Okay, gotta save first. It won't allow you to save.
Is in order.
Ah, shut up. Oh, did it save? Okay, yeah, you can save. Everything is 0 right now. Why is it saying Tuskdale? Oh, that's the village of Tuskdale. I thought the bear did. Okay. Oh, we can change that too. Of Tusk and Musk. Okay. Events, projects. Oh, what is this? Restore the Temple of the Elk to its former glory, making it the center of the Rasta worship in all surrounding areas. Unlocks a special region upgrade, prevents pillaging of the temple. I don't think I've ever gotten to this point like when I was playing the game before, huh? Why is Lindsay still here? Why? I don't want her. I do not want Lindsay. Wait. She can be a... He has a +4 for... But he's a gloom and doom. You worship a death god. Okay, I'd rather have that than like a goody-goody. Because at least his religion is not... Well, none between them two actually. I mean, their religion's okay. But we'll go with Harem then. It's interesting that we can have him there. Mistress Artery? -4. Mercenary penalty. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Okay, general, that has to be... Oh, they're all good. Miri favors a direct approach. Hot-headed and direct. And lusty. But unfortunately not cute. So I guess these half-orcs are not very attractive. Unlike you like the whole tusk thing, I guess, rubbing against your face or your nether regions. But... let's see what else we have here. Council. Mistress Artery also. I don't know if you would be good at doing that, Regent. Okay, we need to find somebody for that position. I thought there were 10 of them. 10 positions. I guess not. $100 BP. How do we... oh, we have 400. Oh, after they get the position, then they can take care of these. Okay. is Vanki Keith. It's eager to build a shrine dedicated to Erastil on your lands, but its own. Accept this offer if you wish to gain a useful ally in place of worship for Erastil. I really don't want. I really don't want them to be building no freaking houses of worship in my kingdom, but I don't think you can get away from it, unfortunately, if you want to play these games, you know. Because if you want to progress, I think they need to like look into that. Like, what happened if people are not interested in the religious aspect of stuff, you know? So I guess we all need to go to that. What is the name of the place? There's one place that bans all religious practices in this universe, apparently, on this planet, on Galorian. There's one place. So let's see how big our barony is. This is Shrike. This is our barony. Okay. Don't break me down. Don't break me down. I've been driving too long. Driving too long. I've been trying too hard. I've been trying too hard. Declare the outskirts a part of your kingdom. Choose an advisor to handle this event. Advisors what outskirts? That's Camelands. That's South Null Marches, Dire Null Marches, North Null Marches. Outskirts. Oh, up here. Oh, we're doing that already? We're already trying to claim lands and shit. I thought the Temple of the Elk, we need to go back there and check in a month. And clear it. How come we're rebuilding it when there are issues over there right now? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. So there are 10 stats, but there are only 5 advisors. We only get 32 BP per week. How do we get that total? From the value of, I see, let's see, 6, 9, 14, 20. No, 26. It's not from this. Where do we get that? Oh, base income stats rank, brevoy subsidy, -3 taxes. Okay. How do you purchase? Oh, with money? 80 per BP, per barony stats. Okay, so what do we want to do first? Do we want to? I think you have to, though. I think, unfortunately, you have to. I really don't want to build any religious shit. So maybe, you know what? We'll try and not work on that right now. We work on the other things first. This is 100. This is 100. This 150, 100. That's already 250. And then to do the claim shit. That's 150. Is that what you really want to do? As soon as you set up the barony, you already say, okay, I want that land too. I don't know. And can I go into the option screen?
Arrest is in order.
from here, because I want to make sure that I'm not auto selecting shit for the barony, because apparently the game can take care of a lot of shit for you. Let's see. What's the barony stuff? Oh, kingdom management, probably normal. Yep. I didn't even change anything though. I hate it when that happens. Just because you click on it, I think. Let's try and confirm that. So as long as you click on that option, and then you're trying to X out. Oh no, what? Wait, hold on. What did I change? I didn't change anything. Yeah, I didn't change anything. Yeah, I see. If you click on anything. Who knows? I didn't change anything there. So. Ooh, +7. Every time you do that, the time is going to move immediately. You may claim new regions to expand your territory. Open the Regions tab on the right-hand side of the screen and select the relevant project at the bottom of the screen. Claiming a region will allow you to significantly increase. No, I wasn't done with that one. Once your barony stats reach 20 points, it's time for it to increase its rank. First, meet with your advisor and discuss for future of the state. To do so, return to your capital and click a button on the appropriate event card to throw in. Whatever choices you make, remember. Wow, they will quit forever? Fuck them. Do you talk to the advisor to make this a new kingdom project become visible and increase your stats rank? You can find the bottom center. That other... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna... I have to load the previous save because... I wanted to read that other freaking tutorial, you know? It's kind of crazy how... See, this is one of the stuff that I hate, like with pop-up tutorials. It's like they're not programming it where, you know, sometimes, you know, the one that auto-proceed should always allow the player to proceed to manually move the tutorial forward. And then with this one, if there are two tutorials popping up at the same time, you just have to wait until the other one's done before you have the other one pop up, but it's just annoying. You need to talk to one of your advisors to address important matters in your barony. To do that, you have to close the barony mansion and get back to the throne room. Okay. There's so many things happening right now. It's so crazy. Okay, so how do I just exit? No. How do I go back to... Oh, enter. Let me just do that real quick. Oh god, you may construct buildings to increase your barony stats. Each building has a cost in BP and construction time. You may construct several buildings simultaneously. Start construction, select a building you need from the list on the right hand side and place an empty slot in the settlement. Buildings may provide special bonuses if you meet standard condition. So condition, most commonly two buildings must stand close together to grant the bonus. Make sure you use this feature to your full benefit when planning a settlement. Some buildings can be placed only in designated spots or areas. For example, a pier must be built on water, a mill must be built with no other buildings around it. Demolish a building to get rid of it or recover half the resources you spent. If you want to move a building, you will have to demolish the old one, gaining half the resources, and construct it in a new desired slot for half the price. You won't have to spend any extra BP, but you will have to wait for construction to finish in a new location. Okay. I just want to go in. Why can't I just go in? How do I go in? How do I exit? Oh, I see. Hit X. And how do I go back to that? Oh no. Hit X. Okay. Claiming new regions. When I claim new regions, I'll go over the region. By any sense. Here we have the special condition. Complete review. And the new region is claimed as the domain. The boundaries of the state will change. You will receive other bonuses. Okay. Fine. Okay, but I thought somebody needed to talk to me. I read that fast because I know the other one's ready to pop up. Alright, let's see here. I don't know how to go back to that screen though, but I guess we'll know in a minute. Oh, we have to click here, Manage Kingdom Affairs, okay. So somebody wanted to talk to me, supposedly. Who?
I can't cast it like that. It is done.
No, all of the shit's still here.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
Bows awkwardly, so cute. What did you do to the exile? I believe I have a right to know.
Fair enough. For a Garess, the prosperity of the house and the honor of the name stands above all else. And I was betrothed to a widow from another noble house. This union was of great importance to the family. However, 3 months before the wedding, I met a commoner girl.
Here they explain this to us
gentle and
before.
pure, and we fell in love. I would have rather died than leave my Tanya. So I decided to break off the engagement with my noble bride. I could never have expected what would follow.
And that's for a Garess. What about for a caress from you, Garess?
My father was furious. I'd set a pointless love affair above the interests of the house. He expelled me from the family and ordered to leave our lands under threat of death. And Tanya... Her mother was seriously ill. She stayed behind to care for her rather than follow me into exile. Thus, I was on my own, disgraced, without a name, and without love.
Well, I can help you with that, Keston.
Don't imagine that I ask for pity. Everyone gets what they deserve.
If I were to offer you a public position, what job would you like to do?
I believe I can manage to uphold the law. Being a warden would suit me well.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So we can now... Where's the warden, I think? Counselor, General, Treasurer, High Priest. Hey, where's the... Okay, so there are 10 spots. Okay. Okay. They're not available yet.
No stopping now.
Your Grace, I'd like to know more about you. I'm happy to serve Your Grace. Castle bows curiously. Tell me of your origins. I grew up alone in the streets of Rostov. I know nothing of my parents. It's more than likely that my mother just wanted to be rid of me. Probably left me somewhere in an alley as a baby, and I don't feel I have the right to blame her. I don't remember how I survived. My first memory is of sneaking into someone's backyard. I must have been 3 or 4 and trying to steal food from a cat. Castle smiles sadly. A half-orc among the Brevik aristocracy is a rare sight indeed. Lady Jamandi Eldori herself brought me into the family. She picked me up off the streets when I was about 14. I was fighting some Lord Guardsmen. Their master had expressed his wish, in a most inappropriate manner, to acquaint me with his female wolfhound in the hopes of producing offspring. What? Castle lips turn up slightly at the corners, stopping just short of looking sinister. No other sign of emotion crosses his face. I was at what would politely be called a disadvantage when I saw a flashing beam of light reflect off a lone sword. What happened next was too fast for me to follow, but all 3 of my torturers fell to the ground, a single woman standing above them. She turned to the Lord and coldly asked me, "And just what is it you're doing in here?" Castle speaks almost reverently, genuine awe in his voice. I had never seen a Restovic noble so afraid, but he was also almost reverent, and this lord was a close company to the mayor, at that. At the time, I had no idea who this woman was, but I couldn't keep myself from rushing after her, well, hobbling, really, and pleading with her, "Teach me, please teach me. What's it like for you, living among humans?" "It isn't easy, Your Grace. I was born and raised in Rostov. I don't know a single word of Orc. I devoted my entire life to proving myself worthy to bear the name Aldori. But to most people, I'm still a half-orc, first and foremost. Anything else is secondary. It infuriated me when I was younger, but with age, I've learned to accept my fate. To me, I'm simply Castle, a street urchin from Rostov, who became the student of Sword Lord Jamandi Eldori. Nothing more, nothing less. I'd like to discuss politics and affairs of the barony with you. How may I be of service, Your Grace? What's the situation to Aldori and the royal house Surtova? Castle's face remains impassive, but his speech becomes slower, more deliberate. The Surtovas and the Aldori are different in nature and spirit. They are as water and stone, a snake and an eagle. When Coral the Conqueror came to our lands, the Surtovas didn't even attempt to defend themselves. They gave up the crown in exchange for positions of power in the new court, along with the safety of their lands. The Aldori went to war and lost. I dare not even say valiantly lost. The damage inflicted on Roslin's armies by the red dragons of Coral the Conqueror, well, it was slaughter. A crushing defeat. A barely noticeable frown darkens Castle's face. Even with 2 centuries of effort, the Aldori and Roslin have yet to fully recover. For 2 centuries, we've fought for survival, while the Surtovas have... What? From Aldori and Roslin. Oh, Coral the Conqueror. It wasn't Roslin's the one that disappeared. Yeah, House Roslin, okay. For 2 centuries we've fought for survival, while the Surtovas have flourished and grown stronger at the side of the throne. Needless to say, now the King Noleski Surtova and his sister Natala rule over Brevoy. Our relationship hasn't improved. The Surtovas fear the Aldori, and the Aldori don't trust the Surtovas. That's the current situation between our houses. What can you tell me about the River Kingdoms? In times past, there were little more than a nest of bandits. Frankly, that hasn't really changed. Castle frowns disapprovingly. Of all the kingdoms, Pitax is probably the greatest interest. King Iroveti rose to power too quickly and too easily. I would recommend Your Grace take great caution with him. You must know how much of the history of Brevoy and the neighboring lands. Castle's eyes light up. In Rostov, I spent nearly as much time studying historical chronicles as I did training with the sword. What would you like to discuss, Your Grace? I'd like to know about the early history of Brevoy. That's a story written in blood, Aldori blood mostly. In the beginning, Brevoy was two independent lands. House Sortova reigned over Issia, and the Aldori ruled Rosland. They were not peaceful neighbors. Issia's soil was too poor to sustain its population, and its people were too cruel and proud to simply stand by and watch as their neighbors prospered. I'd be willing to bet that the rest of northern walls, still hold a few marks left by Sortova soldiers during their frequent raids from ages past. It was Coral Rogarvia, later known as Coral the Conqueror, who put an end to all that. He brought each realm to its knees. Only one side knelt willingly, the other ended up first paying a devastating toll. Tell me about the Sword Lords. I could speak for days about the Sword Lords, but I'll try to condense things so not to bore your grace. Our history goes back to ancient times, when Rosland was ruled by Baron Syrian first. He was a notorious squabbler and duelist, but at the time, he wasn't as skillful as he thought. After losing a fight against a local gang leader, the Baron was the one who issued the challenge. He went into exile to hide his shame. But that was just the beginning. No one knows where Syrian wandered, but a few years later, he returned to Rosland a changed man. He challenged the same gang leader to another duel and bested him handily. The Baron then declared an open challenge. Anyone could defeat him would be rewarded handsomely. After that, not a month would pass without Syrian seeing another challenger. Renowned fighters and experienced warriors came and went, but none, not a single one, could best the Baron. In those years, Syrian took on his new name, Aldori, but many people prefer to call him simply the Sword Baron. So the Baron was the first Sword Lord? The very same. His heirs inherited the secrets of his dueling style, along with the name Aldori. Ever since, the name has been passed down from master to student along with the title Sword Lord. The Aldori are simultaneously a family and an alliance. Sword Lords will usually teach their own children, but many of us were brought in from outside the family. Occasionally, you can even find a half-orc fosterling or two. Castle gives a slight bow. Can I rely on you in matters of state? You notice Castle's eyes flash. Certainly, Your Grace. To the best of my ability, I have learned from Lady Aldori not the art of the sword, but also the ability to inspire. I could apply myself in the role of military advisor. Okay.
A rest is in order.
Let's check his Oh, it was already there. So I'm just gonna spend the rest of this session talking to everyone here. Do they have anything new to say? She doesn't have anything new to say. Yeah, I think this is around the time when I stopped playing the game before. Lindsay is still here, and then now she's officially part of the crew. This is bullshit. I want her executed. A halfling girl with tussle hair, wearing a dusty traveler's outfit, chewing the tip of a quill. Just a moment, how should I put this? Oh, I know. She scribbles something quickly in a notebook, scrawl with verse, raises her eyes and gives you a bright smile. Oh, hi. You come from Pitax, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Pitax, even though they kicked me out. A joyful place. So all of these gnomes come from Pitax? What is life in Pitax like? Actually, Pitax has always been a huge nest of thieves, bandits, river pirates. Oh, okay. That's why, because she's a bard. Smugglers, fencers, card sharps. It's always been home for the likes of them. But that was before Irovetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. So I guess if she is... Maybe she's not. She's just hanging around, right? That's what she said. So if she's really part of my crew, I think I would have been able to put her into that accounting role or something. But I really don't want her around. Irovetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown, though that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified through centuries as a great patron of the arts, so he built the Academy of Grand Arts. While not as popular as some of the great bardic schools of the Inner Sea, Patak's Academy of Grand Arts still manages to attract some students seeking greater specialization, and spend lots of gold to assemble the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. If Patak's was once just booze barn for thieves, now it's a cabaret. What do you know about King Irovetti? He won his crown in a game of cards, which says as much about Patak's as it does about him. He is fiendishly clever. Some cheats I know told me that from the moment he appeared, he started to pull off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads. With him in charge, gold flooded into Patak's, and also he's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Irovetti's style, oh no, he aims higher. Dressing up like a male Calistria with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy with dancing on the rooftops, parades, public executions, and a contest for the best ode to the great unrivaled king. That's more like it. Calistria, also known as a stave with sting, unquenchable fire. I remember reading about this. Goddess of lust and revenge, that's right. He also likes singing, and he orders the guards to make the citizens gather for his shows. May Shailene have mercy on his listeners. Shailene, also known as the Eternal Rose, the Eternal Maiden, and the Incorruptible, is the goddess of art, beauty, and love and music, and half-sister of Zon Kuthon. Shailene focuses just as much attention on eternal beauty as external. As aspects of her role as goddess of beauty, Shailene also promotes the creation of art and the composing and performance of music. Clerics of Shailene frequently are artists themselves. As the goddess of love, Shailene encourages the proliferation of that feeling in all of its forms. She is not the goddess of sexuality, lust, or fertility, and makes a very clear distinction between love and sexuality. Although she does not in any way discourage erotic love, the new paladins who worship her practice courtly love. Courtly love versus erotic love, okay. Tell me about the academy you studied at. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful to Irovetti for building it, but he has no taste at all whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and most importantly, glorifying His Royal Highness. He kicked out the best charcoal artist because he didn't wish to spend money on gray scribbles. He sacked a masterful flute player from Tianxia for playing too quietly, and instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel me, and for what? An innocent limerick. Would you like to go back to the academy and finish your studies? Please say yes. I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 of the professors who teach me there now, and return all the ones that they banished. If you ask me, I'm proud to have been expelled. If my art was Irovetti's liking, then I would have reason to be ashamed. As long as mediocre lickspittles sit at the academy, and those with real talent beg on the streets of Patak's, I will not cross the threshold of that place. Tell me about the book that you're... Oh, tell me about yourself again. Where are you from? I'm from all over. I actually was born in Gold. Oh, already read this. Horrible place. In such tiny village that's not even on the map. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies. Galaxy, have mercy on the poor soul who would have babies with you, Lindsay, and using books only as kindling. Who was your teacher? He's a true saint. He was once an important person in the capital, at the Church of Shailene, but he got in trouble with the authorities and went on self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most God-forsaken, priestless village he could find, the one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all you like, but no putting any ideas into children's heads. You'll only distract them from their work, but he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, how to write, and he gave me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Archknight of Aviston, and when I told him I was going on a journey, he gave me a magic ring so that Shailene would protect me from any harm. I haven't seen him since I ran away from home. I hope he's alright. I ask Shailene every day to grant him a long life and new students. Do you worship Shailene? Yes, not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal Rose, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. Archknights of Aviston? What are they? Oh, you haven't heard of them? How can you be a heroine without knowing one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should just read about them yourself, every single chapter. Their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. And now look at me, here I am on a heroic quest. How did you become a bard? When I realized there was nothing for me at home besides more radish patches, I decided to run away. A traveling book peddler, Tessie the Quill, happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Together, we traveled everywhere, to Brevoy and Taldor and even Ustalov. The mighty empire of Taldor was stretched from the Arcadian Ocean to the border of Padishah, Empire of Kalesh. Aradam himself was said to walk among the people of Taldor, with his religion, a shining beacon unto the world, radiated outward from Taldor's gilded capital of Para. Taldor's ancient armies of exploration established footholds for the empire throughout Galorian, and its mighty phalanxes marched for thousands of miles during the Shining Crusade to beat back the Whispering Tyrant. Now Taldor is a stunted remnant of its old glory, having lost control of its daughter territories, and is almost ignored by the powerful countries of today, which assume it will continue its slow decline for at least another century. The immortal principle of Ustalav is a fog-shroud nation of countless horrors, and a once proud realm that suffered under the clawed hands of Whispering Tyrant for centuries. And when I found about the Academy of Grand Arts and Patax, and I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I can surely learn to write them too. I enrolled my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. When they expel me, but that's okay. That already taught me all the important stuff, and now with Shailene's help, I can manage on my own. Why are your clothes so messy? Lindsay waves her hand carelessly. Forget it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they aren't going to ask whether the author had holes in her sleeves. Tell me about the book that you're writing. What is there to tell? You've seen some of my rough drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I'm writing the whole truth. You almost wrote a book about Tartuccio, so shut up, Lindsay. Just let it happen. Well, the whole artistic truth. You know, no glory, no story. Why are you writing it? What's the point? When I was at the academy, Eobald the Insightful began his literature course with the question, what is a person? And he answered, a person is a storytelling animal. Our world does not consist of things, all these woods, seas, and cities. It consists of stories about those things, stories we tell ourselves and to each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass, and there will be no me and no you. All the subjects will be long gone, but you and I will live on in people's memories, influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. No offense, but your command of language is not that good. The truth doesn't hurt me. Who do you think my most severe critic is? That's right, it's me. This is my first real book, and I have much to learn. But don't you worry. I will do your feats justice. And if I put my foot in my mouth here and there, then we can print a second edition, revised and corrected. Your book is full of inconsistencies. And you're full of shit. Well, yes, I can admit it. Sometimes one has to bend a few details for the sake of dramatic effect. It's called poetic truth. I write about everything as if I saw it with my own eyes, even parts of the adventure that I wasn't around for. But I do always carefully question everyone who was with you at the time. Think of it as of a general picture. In the end, you're the heroine of the book and I'm just a storyteller. I wasn't even with you during your first feats, but who wants to read about how I roamed the swamps with miserable Tartuccio? Yeah, that's your own fucking fault, bitch. While you were defeating the Stag Lord. No one, of course. I wrote about you. I'll sit down and write my own biography some other time. When I'm very old. Yeah, you lying piece of shit. So what kind of character am I? Truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books, they're all protectors of the weak and poor. But what about in real life? But you ease all my fear with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true heroine, just like... That wasn't what you was telling me when you picked Tartuccio. My new fear is that in hundreds of years, my readers will say that people like you never existed, but I'm writing the truth. You're like a force of nature, wild and unpredictable. You're full of surprises. I doubt I could make up a protagonist like you, even if I tried very hard. How do you feel about me reading your work in progress? Well, these are only drafts. But of course, you're welcome to read them. Just keep in mind that even if you don't like what I write about, don't change a single letter. Don't even ask. Of course, it's a book about you, but it's my book. Understood? The small writer's eyes glow rebelliously. Okay, let's see here. Write whatever you wish. I doubt you would defame me, or for that matter, overpraise. That's a good response. I guess I am chaotic good. I like I will be remembered for my deeds, not for your book. That's good. I don't... she would overpraise. She would change details. I mean, she already changed the fact that she chose Tartuccio over me. So I'm gonna say I will be remembered for my deeds, not for my book. For your book. I think you underestimate the power of a written word. A quill may not be mightier than a sword, but one strike by even the sharpest sword is still just one strike. The written word may be read by thousands and thousands for countries years to come. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. Tell me about your friendship with Tessie the Quill. What's there to say? The books woke my urge to travel, but it was only thanks to Tessie that I managed to really get out of my village. At first, Tessie tried in vain to get rid of me, but later, when I told her I was staying behind in Pitax, she even shed a tear. I wonder where she is now. I wish she would visit us and see how beautifully you fix things up here. We used to avoid the stolen lands, but now she could come and set up her stand, and the customers would come flooding through. What's the deal with the ring you always wear on your finger? This. Lindsay holds her arm for you to get a clear view of the ring. It was a gift to me from my first teacher. It's magical, imbued by the powers of Shailene, no less. When I get myself in trouble, it transports me to a safe spot. So please don't be angry with me if I suddenly disappear from a fight. I'll wait for you here, promise. Oh, we can send her away? Let's try that again. Okay, hold on, I have to go. Just don't leave without me. Of course, I could write whatever you tell me, but I want to stay cooped up in dusty room. I'll be sleeping through lectures. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Let's check that out. So I really hate her. Leave it and not return. I don't want to ever see you again. How typical. That's the fate of the talented, to be ever prosecuted by people of power. No, you aren't gonna get rid of me so long as my book is unfinished. It's crazy. You can't get rid of this bitch. It's nasty. She's a nasty person. Storyteller. Oh, interesting. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled and his beard is as white as mountain snow. The man seems to be completely blind. Oh, this is the one who wants to talk to us. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody, swaying back and forth slightly to its rhythm. The man shudders briefly and stops singing. His mouth opens and closes a few times, bringing to mind a fish brought ashore. Ah, who is there? Is that you, Your Grace? Who are you? I am an elf from Keonan. My name... What do you mean your name is not important? Tell me your name. I am a storyteller, collector of stories. I collect unknown legends of ancient times. The man smiles, but it doesn't seem to be directed towards you. Long ago I was a smith in Keonan. The fire of the forge has burned out my eyes, but I am grateful for it. If I could see, I would yet forge suits of armor for Iadaras and guards. Instead, I have stepped on the path of an adventurer and gatherer of ancient legends. The old man ponders silently for a moment. Many peoples are long dead, their homes crumbled to dust, and their bodies turned to ash. Only legends can still tell us of their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. I have always been drawn to the stolen lands, where countless expeditions, armies, and even kingdoms have met their untimely ends. When I learned of a new barony being founded in the heart of these lands, I knew I wanted to be a part of its story, so I made the journey here. How could you... What are you... Are you really an elf? Do other elves age like you have? A common question. Despite my unusual looks, I am an elf. An old one, yes, perhaps older than any other elf of Keonan. However, I doubt my age alone is responsible for my appearance. I keep the stories of many people and races, some forever gone from the face of Galorian, but they live on in my memory and my heart. When I accept a new story, I lock it within myself, bearing the weights of its words and the emotions they invoked. I sometimes think that I probably should have died long ago, but some incomprehensible force is keeping me alive and granting me the ability to continue my quest to gather stories, be it divine power or fell curse. I am grateful either way. How could you tell it was me? Is it my sexy perfume? The old man smiled slightly. It's not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way she walks. No one here steps as confidently as you, Your Grace. All right, would you care to trade stories with me? The man's voice rustles like autumn leaves. I am a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it, whether willingly or not. Can I be certain you will keep my stories intact of their absolute purity? The storyteller ponders for several moments. No, I do not think so, at least not yet. These legends are the most precious valuables of this world, the last remnants of ancient tribes. They are beacons, illuminating the way to the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path to the past must not be lost. The old man thinks for a moment, then continues, but I can offer you a deal, Your Grace. If on your journey you discover items that come from eras past, bring them to me, and if my eyes can see the stories that these relics hold, I will gladly share them with you. And if you find all the pieces of any ancient artifacts, I can even recall my smithing tech skills to unite them and restore their power. Oh, nice. Remind me what it is that you want from me. In your travels, pay special attention to items from ancient eras. There must be an abundance of such things throughout the stolen lands. For these lands remember stories for the rise and fall of many kingdoms. And if you find if you find all the pieces of any ancient artifacts, you can even recall my spitting skills. Okay. I brought some relics. Any worthy of a story? Storyteller's eyebrows raise. How interesting. May I, Your Grace? He gently touches the items from your pack. 200 gold coins. A coin from non-existent country. When Coral the Conqueror mastered Rosalind, having claimed it for Breboy, he prohibited the issuance of use of such coins. Both ordinary folk and the Aldori sword lords were required to use new coins, decorated with Coral's profile. But no one was quick to get rid of these prohibited coins. Oh no. In many houses, they still store boxes and whole chests of such coins, waiting for the day when Rosalind declares its independence. The storyteller's fingers caress the symbol, shaped like a tree leaf. And what is this? I hear the voices of trees, smell of scent of fresh leaves. A dryad mark, is it not? I would be happy to purchase it from you. The storyteller weighs the soldier's tag in his palm. A soldier does not ask where the banners of war are headed. He or she goes to battle, dies, and leaves it to others to decide whether the cause was just. This tag belonged to one of the many soldiers who helped establish the glory of the Teldan Empire. If you would permit me, I would gladly purchase it from you. Ah, the belonging of brave heroes who performed their feats here before you. I sense you would be interested to hear their stories, but there are too few of them here for me to recount it yet. Please find all 5 of them. I'm sure you won't regret the time you spend in your search. The storyteller finishes the inspection. Remember me, should you find anything noteworthy. I think the rest of them is storage. I need a wise advisor at my court. Would you like to serve me in matters of state? The storyteller's voice grows soft. Thank you for your words. I am unlikely to be able to interpret the intricacies of the political world or the affairs of the treasury, but my advice regarding the magic of the arts would be useful to any ruler. I'll leave you to your legends till we meet again. The storyteller doesn't answer, his unseeing eyes staring him blankly.
March on.
Okay, nothing from Amari. Long live the Baroness. Nothing from Harem. Seems like after
No stopping now.
after you get you talk to them extensively for the first time, you don't have any additional shit
How may
that
I
you
serve
can talk
you,
to them
Grace?
about. Okay,
It is done.
I'm gonna save here because that was a lot. But yeah, this was the point I think the last time I played the game where I stopped, because I don't remember anything beyond this point. I don't even remember that whole questing and assigning people and getting... So I think after I killed the Stag Lord is probably when I stopped the last time, so... But anyway. This time I'm gonna keep going.